Right, hi lads and lasses, and welcome to June's edition of A Chuck and a Chat. Along here, as you can see, we've got the my mug, but not with my mug on it, and it's the collaboration mug, which is BVD Darts and Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. Also this month we've got a little bit of a feature on the BVD stuff, so that will be one of the sections as it usually is. There's a few things coming along from BVD Darts. Right, so what we're going to do is, as usual, we're going to have 2 or 3 sections in this. The first section this month is going to be finishing. So let's go over into section 1 right now. Right, here we are in section 1, and what we're going to talk about is finishing. And it's something that Dave calls know where you're going and go where you know. Simple reason is as I've explained before, if you're new to the channel you won't have heard this, but as you're coming down to a finish, and this all depends on what level you're at, you could be thinking about it from 250, 260, you could be thinking about it from 100 downwards. It all depends on your level and how and what level you play at. But the Dynamite Dave way of finishing is something that's creeping in now. I've been talking about it now for a good 2.5 years, and it is actually creeping into the televised game. The strategy I put forward a couple of 2.5, 3 years ago when I first made a video about it was poo-pooed. I got a lot of people sneering and what have you, but to me it makes sense. To the stalwart of people who finish the old way, their way makes sense because they rationalise it in their own way. I did it from, like, let's say, a dummy's point of view. You know how you have a dummy's guide to building a wall, or a dummy's guide to relationships and all that sort of stuff. Well, this is like the dummy's guide to finishing. All I do is I try and make the finishing as simple as possible. So it makes sense. If you're not right good at working things out and calculating where to go if you've made a bit of a mistake, then this just makes it easier, or I think it does. You might not think it does, and that's entirely up to yourself. As I say in every one of my videos, it's all subjective, it's entirely up to yourself, but there is a lot of people now that are finishing my way. And the reason for that is quite simple. Like, say you want 72, so you want 72, it's quite a good finish for a normal pub player if you can knock a 72 out, or an 82, or a 65, or a 60. It's quite good for a normal player of standard ability to be able to knock one of those finishes out. And this is my theory and the way that I think about things. If I want 72, the way that I always go is I'll go for double 16, but I'll aim for the inside wire. My capability tells me that I can 99 times out of 100 I'm going to hit the double 16 or I'm going to hit a single 16. If you hit a single 16, so you're throwing for the double, you've missed and you've gone on the inside. Rather than what other people will do is they'll think, oh, I'll go treble this and then such and such a thing, or I'll do this and then such and such a thing. The way that I do it is I just think to myself, put another one in there right next to it, dead simple, and obviously 2 16s would be for double top, so you've already got that in your mind, right? So you're going for double 16 double top. If you hit the double 16, you've got 2 darts at double top. If you hit a single 16, you put another one next to it, and you've still got a dart for where you were going in the first place, which is where your mind's locked on. The worst thing you can do in darts when you're finishing is be in 2 minds. How many times have you seen it on the telly? How many times have you seen people in the pub in a competition? people talking about it, like some of the pundits like Chris Mason and Alan Warren a little, they talk about this all the time, and it's being in two minds. So this is the way that I see things, is if you've got it set in your mind before you start where you're going to go, you've got a better chance of hitting it, a far better chance, because your mind is concentrated on what you're actually doing. You're not throwing a dart open to hit a treble 10 or a treble 18 or a treble 16 even. You're not thinking to yourself, I'm aiming for that. You're aiming for something much bigger, so you've got a better chance of hitting it. It's twice the size, so you've got a better chance of hitting it. If you go on the inside, if you aim for this inside wire and you go on the inside of it, it's just a matter of putting another dart next to it. So it's basically, it's just boom, boom. Especially if you use the Dynamite Dave technique, it's just boom, boom, one next to it, one for double top. If you get the double 16 first time, you've got two for tops. So 99 times out of 100 you're going to hit it with your first arrow, or depending on what level you're at, of course. And that works all the way from 78, works all the way from 78 right downwards on that theory. Because again, if I wanted 78, and anybody who plays me on a regular basis will tell you, my first dart is at double 19 on the inside of the wire. If I miss, go on the inside, it's another 19 for double top. And that's how easy and simple it is. There's a lot of times where I'm going for, like, say 66. What I will do, again, is 66. What I'll do is I'll go for double 15, so that's 30 out of your 66. Leaves you thinking, leaves you 36, which is double 18. If you miss on the other inside, it's one next to it, and you're still going where you wanted to go in the first place, which is double 18. And this is just workable out for everything round the board from that era onwards. If I'm going for 65, there's a couple of ways I'll do that. 65 for me would be 25 tops. If I go in the 50, it's a cock up, but it's just as easy to cock something else up. So if you miss the 25 and you go in the 50, obviously that leaves you 15. So then it's 7 for double 4, isn't it? So you can still do it. You can still do it in your three darts, as long as you've got, when you stood at the back of the hockey there, in your mind what you're going to do. So if you go for 25 for tops and you miss it and you hit 50, it's 7 for double 4, and it's already programmed in your mind. So boom, I've hit a 50, 7, double 4. It's not boom, I've hit a 50, oh god, what do I do now? Should I go one? No, I won't go. No, I won't go that. No. What I'll do is and that's it. Your head's gone. You're in bits. By the time you've done that, you've stopped your rhythm and you've stood there thinking about it. It's gone. The actual rhythm, what you want to do, is gone, and your anxiety will start to build then. And then when your anxiety starts to build, your accuracy all goes to pot. So that's why I finish the way that I finish, and I believe it's a good way to finish, especially for people who either struggle with the maths, which is probably 50% of us, maybe a little bit more, or people who are undecided on what to do if something goes wrong. So it's dead simple. If you throw one in, you miss, it's another one next to it, double top. If you throw one in, you miss, one next to it, it's double 18. And it works, that theory works all the way down, until you get to ones where it's a single double top, a single double 18, and then obviously that's dead simple anyway, because you hit the single. So also, if I'm going for, let's say I'm going for 56, right, and I throw for the 16, and I muck it up, and I go in 8, right, so I'm going for 16 for double top, I've hit it in the 8, I know it's another one next to it, and it leaves me the same shot. So 8, cocked it up, another 8, double top. If I go the other way, so 7, so that's 9, so it's 9 double top. It's leaving you the most simple ways of going, rather than trying to calculate and doing, I'll go for treble this, I'll go for that. I just find it easier, and that's the Dynamite Dave way. So hopefully this has given you another way of looking at things. You might agree with me, you might strongly disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. Like I say, everything is subjective. This is just the way that I see it. So what we'll do now is we'll go back on downstairs and we'll go on into section 2. Right, so that was section 1. I hope you enjoyed that. It's quite interesting, the different way from what the pros used to finish and the way that I started promoting this sort of finishing about 2.5–3 years ago, and it's starting to creep into the professional game. You see Gerwin Price doing a lot of the double finishes. We've seen Peter Snakebite Wright do quite a few double finishes now, and I find it a lot better for the reasons that I've just explained. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into section 2, and section 2 is, as usual, the BVD section. So what we're going to do is go and have a talk about our partner, which is BVD Darts, which is Northern Ireland's biggest dart specialist, and it can cater for all your darting needs. So let's go over into section 2 now, and let's talk about BVD Darts. Right, so here we have the new BVD shirt. As you can see, it's quite a stunning shirt. I like the colours of it myself. Really nice shirt. It's got the sponsors logos on each arm. It's in the nice yellow and black patterning. I think the pocket and everything looks really smart on it. We've got the flashes up the sides, so obviously, so really nice. When you're throwing, you've got that good panel at the side there, and also you've got the great big BVD logo on the back. So as I'm sure you'll agree, a stunning shirt. So what we're going to do now is try the compression sleeve on. Something I've never even thought of wearing before. So hoping I'm getting it right. Must be a bit like a lass putting a pair of tights on.
How does that look? Straight, straight.
Yeah, goes really well with the shirt. Absolutely spot on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up into the studio, and we're going to have a see what it's like to actually throw with one of these compression sleeves on. So let's go up into the studio and see the shirt and the compression sleeve in action. Right, so here we are up in the studio, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to try the shirt out, see what it's like to throw, and it feels very comfortable, nice and roomy. This is perfect for me. It's a 2XL. Brian sells these shirts to £44 per shirt, and that's delivered. The compression sleeves are £8 each, so that's £8 each, or 2 for 14 quid. So well worth it. Really thingy, really good value for money, because the quality of the shirts is fantastic. Really good value for money. The quality of the shirts is top line. They're exactly the same make as my shirts, and they just look fantastic. Really good. Right, so let's have a go with this compression sleeve and see how we feel about it. There we go, third visit in, filmed totally live, so these people from Twitter are not going, I can see the light changing, light balance on the camera and what have you, but totally, absolutely 100% live. I'll come to this camera here and I'll pick this one up, and there you go, 140 with the third visit. So yes, I think it'll take a bit of getting used to, because I'm not used to wearing anything on my arm, never have done for years and years while I've played darts. I've always made sure that I've been in either a t-shirt or my actual dart shirt. How does it affect you? Well, like I say, only had 3 visits with it, but it's got like a bounce to it, like what it is, like a compression, like a contour, like something squeezing your arm. But yeah, I can understand where it improves your blood flow in your arm. Same as a compression sock, compression for your knee, a support and what have you. It does work really well, and I think it would reduce fatigue, especially for people that haven't got good muscle mass yet in their arm. Really good if you've just took up darts, because every dart player will tell you this: when you first take it up, you have sore arms for weeks. So one of these would be an ideal thing for you, especially when you first start off. But looks cool with a shirt, looks really good, and it works. Yeah, and it feels cool as well. It's a bit of a strange feeling, something that, like I say, it'll take a bit of getting used to, but yeah, I think the shirt looks well cool. It's a really, really nice shirt, this. Come on, David. Oh. Yeah, 81 to finish. Yeah, like I say, different. Again, a bit like the Peter Wright grip on the darts. Something that I'm not used to, but I find it quite pleasant. So yes, I recommend the compression sleeve, and I definitely recommend the shirt. I think it looks pretty smart on me, doesn't it? Yeah, I like this. Right, so let's go back on downstairs and into the next section. Right, that was the BVD Darts section. Now what we're going to do, a little bit of a plug. As usual, it happens the same way every month. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little bit of a plug for the raffle that's coming up. We've bought some new and exciting darts, so they're going to be coming along. Hopefully we'll be able to throw them for you at the end of the video. All depends on how quick they come, because obviously these videos are filmed over a few days. So it all depends on how quickly those darts get delivered to me. If they get delivered to me in time, what I'm going to do is I'll review them at the end of this video. If not, it will be a video to follow as like a bit of a continuation or a part 2. Right, so that was June's A Chuck and a Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. If you did, don't forget, £2 down here, PayPal me. It helps the channel, and it also gives you a fantastic opportunity to win some fantastic darts. So it's £2 down here, PayPal me. £10 or more doubles your chances, waffling. So it's £2 a go, so 2, 4, 6 or 8. So if you put £8 in, you get 4 tickets. If you put £2 in, you get 1 ticket. If you get it to that magical tenner, that means you get 10 tickets. So it doubles your chances of winning. If you put in £15, you'll get 15 tickets. If you put £20 in, you'll get 20 tickets. If you put 17 quid in, you'll get 17 tickets. So that's the way that it works. So if you get to that magical tenner, it doubles your chances of actually being entered into it, and you'll get twice as many chances of actually being drawn out. Right, so that's the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Hope it's been informative and entertaining for you. And don't forget, lads and lasses, as I always say, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in, and always, 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 toe to the hockey.